Welcome back to Midday. We are here with Trooper Matt McLaughlin with the Nevada Highway Patrol, here to remind you of the new traffic laws that took effect this year. We start with additions to a law on impaired driving. Tell us about that.
Thank you, Shannon. This year, well, we saw the introduction of legalized marijuana here in the Silver State. Additionally, we talk about DUI and impairment laws. Now, not only, well, a lot of people think that the DUI law only refers to alcohol, but that's not the case. As we're seeing more prevalently now, it could be alcohol, it could be prescription drugs, or it could be illicit drugs, or a combination thereof. A lot of times you see on a prescription bottle where it says, do not drive with alcohol, do not operate machinery. Obviously, those are there for a reason. So here at the Highway Patrol, we're seeing a lot of crashes and a lot of arrests of people that are impaired. And again, it's not just alcohol. It could be a number of things.
That makes sense. That's why in scripts we always have to be careful when we say driving under the influence. Were they under alcohol? Were they drinking? Or was there something else? So good to note there. Seatbelts and child safety seats. Let's move on to that topic.
Seatbelts are a big thing here in the Silver State. That it is a law. It's black and white. You have to wear your seatbelt. Now, with that being said, people assume that there are times that they don't have to wear their seatbelt, but that's not the case. With that being said, we saw 63 motorists that lost their lives last year because they did not wear their seatbelts. So the Highway Patrol has a strict focus on seatbelts. We do actively look for people not wearing their seatbelts. Additionally, child seats fall under that also. And the child seats law that's in the statutes is not only for kids. People think that it only deals with weight or it only deals with age, but it's both. So for a child seat, for a child to not need a child seat or a booster seat, they have to be over 6 years old and weigh more than 60 pounds. So it's not one or the other. It does apply that both those restrictions have to be met.
And we have a lot of resources in town where if you don't know how to install a seat yourself or do it correctly, they can go somewhere and get that information and get it double checked as well, which is awesome. Distracted driving and cell phone usage. I know this has been around for a while, but people are still using their phones out on the road, which is a big no-no.
It is, and we see it all too often. We'll see that motorist that's stopped at a traffic light, they're looking down at their phone, they're looking back up, but we want to remind motorists out there that it's not just a talking on the phone law. It could be texting, looking at Twitter, Facebook, anything that takes your full attention off the roadway is a violation.
Yeah, put that phone down. Next one, move over law for emergency vehicles. This seems obvious, but I've seen it, where an ambulance is flying down the road and people just don't get over.
And this law, there is the moving over for emergency vehicles that are coming up from behind. The one that people seem to forget is moving over for stopped emergency vehicles. It's been on the books here in Nevada since 2003. Now, what the law states is any time that you see an emergency vehicle, it could be a police car, tow truck, fire truck, ambulance, anything with its lights on, stopped on the side of the road, you are required to move over into a lane that's not directly next to that emergency vehicle. It also, this past year, includes Department of Transportation. So when DOT is out there and they're taking care of something on the side of the road, you do need to move over. It's there because first responders all too often are struck and killed by motor vehicles. So it is something that people need to remember, and it's been here for quite a while.
They're busy taking care of, the scene, working their job, and they don't need to have any distractions like that, and cars coming straight at them. Impeding traffic, new law. This is an exciting one. Tell us about that.
The impeding law came out through this last legislative session, so it was put into effect on July 1st of 2017. Now, what the law refers to is you cannot impede the forward moving flow of traffic. What that means is when you're on a highway that has multiple travel lanes in each direction, so like 580 through Washoe Valley where there's multiple lanes going each way, you are required to, if a car is coming up behind you, you're required to move over a lane and not impede the flow of traffic. Now, a lot of people think, I'm driving the speed limit, I'm in the left lane, I'm fine, but it is actually a violation and you could receive a citation for it. We also see a lot of road rage type incidents where a car's in the left lane going a couple under the speed limit, 63 in a 65 zone, and there's a line of cars behind them, and all of a sudden that motorist that is going 63 is getting stopped and receiving a citation. So this impeding law, it is a new law. It is one that we want motorists to remember out there, that you cannot drive in the left lane unless you're overtaking another vehicle.
Interesting. So it is possible to go too slow. And hazardous moving violations, this is the last one.
Hazardous moving violations are such things as following too close. We see out here where people will be on the highways and they're about a car length away from the car in front of them. Obviously, that's far too close. If that car in front were to slam on their brakes for a hazard or for whatever reason slow down and the car in front, or hits the car in front of them, we recommend 3 to 4 seconds following distance behind the car in front of you. Additionally, especially in the wintertime, granted we haven't had a severe winter like we did last year, but speed too fast for conditions. Where just because the speed limit out there on the interstate is 65, that's when all the conditions are just right. A sunny summer day perhaps. But if it's a 65 zone and there's snow and ice on the road, that doesn't mean you can drive 65. And that's a common crash-causing violation that we see out here on the highways.
Yeah, we're always reminding our viewers when it's bad weather to just slow down, take your time out there. And we did open up this topic to our Facebook viewers or our Facebook users out there on KOLO 8's Facebook page, and we asked them to submit questions or comments. And one person wrote, "When will all these laws go into effect? Are they already in place?" I know you mentioned a lot of them are, but the new ones specifically.
The laws we discussed today have been around for a number of years. Like, for example, the move over law has been around since 2003. The most current one, second to last we discussed, which is the impeding traffic statute, that one was put into effect on July 1st of 2017. So that is our newest law we're seeing out there, but we just want to remind motorists to always drive safe, always make sure that you wear your seatbelts, and have a safe trip out there.
Great.